A vlogger spent over $200 on used Kardashian clothing and got this stupid Barney jacket, which I think is a little bit funny. So you'll have to do better than shop their closet if you want to keep up with the Kardashians. By the way, it would be very difficult for anyone to keep up with the Kardashians, right? Because one, they almost have unlimited money, half due to their fan base, because they could literally just post an ad and probably crap out like 500 grand in like a sponsored payment, right? So, content creator Sarai Jones documented the unboxing of her recent Kardashian closet purchases, a site where the famous family sells their worn clothing to frugal fans on TikTok, and in a longer form YouTube video. The site strictly prohibits any returns, exchanges, or cancellations, according to Jones. So shoppers can sweep up anything from Kourtney Kardashian's size 0 neon green pants for $295 to Kris Jenner's unwanted $65,000 Birkin bag. Can you imagine spending $65,000 for a bag? That is a down payment for a pretty nice house. So in the end, Jones claims she dished out more than $200 for a puffer jacket and a pair of Adidas shoes worn by supermodel Kendall Jenner. The vlogger opened the package, which she admitted she thought would be more bougie, but it instead only included white tissue paper with Kardashian Closet repeatedly printed in black. First, Jones pulled out the green and yellow coat and took a big whiff of it, but it didn't smell like anything, she said. Not even any of Kim Kardashian's perfumes. I mean, not gonna lie, this is kind of a creepy thing to do, that you're kind of wanting it to smell like something. That's kind of unsanitary. I spent $175 on it, not too bad, but I was like, I might end up wearing it in the winter time, she reasoned. Jones said the coat was a little stiff but enjoyed its fit, spinning around checking herself out on her phone. Is this a vibe? Are we vibing with this? She asked aloud. And commenters quickly answered that for her. Honestly, I don't really like that jacket. It kind of makes her look odd. The windbreaker is giving Subway. One user joked about the sandwich chain's brand colors. It's giving me Subway or Sprite. Another doubled down. You know what? I could see Subway more than Sprite. I thought they sent you a corn costume for a second when you opened that box, another roasted. Please tell me I was not the only one that thought that jacket was a Barney suit. One user compared to the children's dinosaur character named BJ, who appears on Barney and Friends. And the vlogger removed Jenner's red and white Adidas from their plastic wrapping but did not try them on in the TikTok clip. They're cute, and they're my size, she said, showing them to the camera. She's a 9, and I'm like an 8.5, 9. Instead, Jones directed interested viewers to her YouTube channel where she tried on purchases from Kylie Jenner and Kim and Khloe Kardashian. I mean, here's the thing, right? I think, like, overall, I think the majority of people should not do something like this. That being said, for her specifically, it probably makes sense because she's a vlogger, so she actually ends up getting paid for doing these weird videos. So for her, she can pretty much write off this purchase as a business expense. So this really isn't that big of a deal in her situation. But if this was like just a normal person spending randomly $200 roughly on some celebrities' outfits, that's kind of weird. It's kind of a waste of money. But again, if you're able to spend $200 without it affecting your personal finance situation. Meaning, if you could spend, like, well, here's the thing. If you could literally take the same amount of money, go to your driveway, light it on fire, and have no impact on your life, then there's no problem with actually spending that money because it has literally zero impact on you and on your lifestyle. And that's the way that I really view like purchasing choices, right? Will this have any negative impact on my life? If not, then there's not really a reason not to do it, right? Let's see, any of the comments? If there is comments? No, there is no comments, but that's kind of interesting. Feel free to give your thoughts on it. I think this is kind of a weird thing to do. I never really understood why people really care about celebrities, like in general. That being said, I still think this is actually not that big of a deal for her in terms of like spending money, but also I think it's actually kind of smart as well because of her doing this type of video, right? She's basically playing off the fan base of the Kardashians and also people who hate on the Kardashians as well. She is working with the SEO of Kardashian clothes, all that sort of stuff. And basically, she is kind of like categorizing herself in a niche in terms of like lifestyle slash beauty. So this would actually allow her to kind of like do different types of content, but are still related in these kind of categories. So maybe she'll try on a different haul of clothing from a different celebrity. Maybe she will do makeup to look like a celebrity or try makeup reviews about celebrity makeups that they're trying to sell. Right? There's different routes that she could take it. She could keep making videos about this sort of stuff, grow her audience, make more money, and so on and so on and so on. Another way to really look at this is basically think of it like trend hacking. Think of it basically like you're hopping onto a train that is already moving but is not moving too fast for it to be dangerous, right? You're basically picking up on a train that is basically already started to move, and you could easily hop on for like a faster travel to your destination instead of basically waiting for your train to actually start up from zero speed, right? You're basically playing the system to gain views, to gain attention, to grow your business, all the while not having to basically start from scratch, right? And like a good example of this is if you were to go onto this channel right now, one of the most popular videos on this channel is a video where there's like a slight semi documentary slash commentary about another person, a very famous or popular YouTuber slash podcaster called Mr. Ballin. And basically, that video is getting so many views due to the sheer size of his popularity and also the sheer size of the amount of views that he ends up getting. So basically, almost every single one of his videos ends up getting like millions of views. Every single video, right? And what's going to be recommended to a portion of those viewers is that video that I made about him, right? Because people are going to obviously be interested in Mr. Ballin because they are fans of Mr. Ballin, or maybe not like Mr. Ballin but still follow his stuff, right? So there's going to be people that are already like knowing who Mr. Baldwin is, that are going to be willing to test out the waters of something else that is related to Mr. Baldwin. And this is basically the same thing that this individual is doing. This at Crazy Saray, right, on TikTok is doing, and basically YouTube, where she's basically trying to use the name of the Kardashians to basically grow her brand, grow her audience, get more views, get more followers, potentially make more money long term. Like, it's a very smart way to go about it, especially if you don't have a big following, because it's one of the few ways that you could end up getting an audience. Because no one really cares about you until you have an audience. Something to potentially think about.